What's up everyone, Alex here with Off the Cuff Reviews. I am back again to bring you guys a special new video. This time we're going to be talking about everything that I watched in the month of October, so let's get into it. First thing I watched in the month of October. In fact, I basically went on a whole binge the first weekend of October. I went on a movie binge with my friend. We watched like 8 movies. So here's the first one. We ended up watching American Murder, The Family Next Door. So this is a documentary that was about the Chris Watts murder of his wife, and it's pretty chilling, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. The next one on my list was Greener Grass. This is a rewatch, and I just wanted to watch it with my friend. It just gets better and better. I wanted to show it to him, but like I said, this one just keeps getting better and better. Of course, 4 out of 5. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's really weird. The next one on my list that I watched with my friend in the month of October was Enter the Void. This is a rewatch, of course. I definitely talked about this on my podcast and probably on this channel. I don't remember, but Enter the Void is incredible. I just love Gaspar Noé's vision. You can definitely tell this was his masterpiece for sure. 4.5 out of 5. The next one I watched in the month of October was a rewatch again, and this one was Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is a fantastic thriller that I love. I cannot get enough of Jake Gyllenhaal. His performance in this was bar none. Jake Gyllenhaal is amazing. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. The next one that I watched in the month of October, if you haven't seen it yet, this one was A Simple Favor. I actually enjoy this one a lot, probably just because of Blake Lively. She's amazing. But I actually really liked Anna Kendrick in this movie. I am not a huge Anna Kendrick fan, but she surprised me with this one. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next one that I watched in the month of October was a movie called Alone. This is a horror thriller suspense film that I thought was actually done very well. It takes a concept that we've seen before many times and kind of flips it on its head a little bit, and it really surprised me. And I thought that the performances all around were great. It really kept me on the edge of my seat to the very last second. So I gave this one a 4 out of 5. I definitely recommend it. Next one I watched in the month of October was a movie called Rent a Pal. I'd heard about this through the grapevine, and I wasn't really too interested in the plot, but I thought this one was actually very surprising. I thought the performances were really tight. I thought it was really well done. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's kind of weird, kind of a weird concept, but it definitely touches on your heartstrings of people that spend a lot of time alone. So definitely check that one out if you are interested. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The next one on my list I also gave a 4 out of 5. This one I watched with Ashley because I've been really wanting to watch this one, and she had already seen it, and she was surprised I hadn't actually watched it. But I am definitely a part of the Justin Long Appreciation Club. This one is The Wave. I definitely recommend it. This is a movie about a guy who takes a bunch of drugs during a party, and then reality and time starts bending and crazy shit starts happening. Definitely check it out. The next one I watched in the month of October was Hubie Halloween. What can I say? It's not that good. I mean, I don't know why everyone's trying to praise Adam Sandler for this one. I thought it was pretty weak. I mean, it's a little bit better than like his last 8 movies, but I mean, it really wasn't that good. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's abysmal. It's abysmal. The next one that I watched in the month of October was a rewatch, and this one is one of my favorite thrillers. It is a neo-noir, sexual thriller. I don't really know what to call it. I guess that's what I would call it. And this one is Basic Instinct. Michael Douglas delivers a fantastic performance. Sharon Stone is better than she's ever been. This is a sexy, taut thriller that will literally keep you on the edge of your seat till the very last second. It is so good. The next one I watched in the month of October was a movie that I didn't think was going to be that good. I actually had heard some negative things about it, but I put it on as I was trying to fall asleep and I kind of got hooked. This one was Midnight Special. I really enjoyed the plot. I think it's pretty good, and I think it's pretty innovative. But some of the aspects it was just a little bit slow for me. Other than that, I did really enjoy it. I gave that one a 3.5 out of 5. The next one I watched was probably the scariest movie that I watched all month, and that was the documentary Totally Under Control. Wow, what can I say? This one blew me away. I mean, we kind of watched all of this happen in real time, but to watch it all condensed into one film was just mind-blowing. It is horrendous to see this kind of thing take place, but it's about the pandemic, and I definitely recommend watching it. I think it might even still be up for free on Neon's website, so go check it out. I give it a 4 out of 5. The next one I watched in the month of October was a movie by Blumhouse called Nocturne. And I didn't hate this one. I actually enjoyed it more than The Craft Legacy for sure. This is one of the better movies that Blumhouse has come out with recently. I thought Sydney Sweeney's performance was actually pretty good. I really do enjoy her. I haven't seen Euphoria yet, but I definitely want to check it out. But I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was pretty good, but I thought it was definitely they definitely marketed this wrong, because it's definitely trying to seem like it is the next Whiplash, but with like horror elements, which I don't think it is. I think it's definitely a little bit more abstract than that, but I definitely enjoyed it. Next one on my list in the month of October was a film called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. This is a comedy for sure. This is a comedy horror film written by Jim Cummings, I believe his name is. He also stars in the film, and it tells the story of a town that is being ravaged by a wolf, but not as everything is as it seems, and it's definitely hilarious. So check it out. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's super campy, super funny. You will definitely enjoy it. The next one I watched in the month of October was a film that I really didn't enjoy as much as I kind of thought I was going to enjoy, but it's called 12 Hour Shift. This one stars David Arquette, Chloe Farnsworth, and Mick Foley, of all people, was in it. And I thought Mick Foley was the best part of this whole film, to be honest with you. I really didn't enjoy it that much. It's kind of middle of the road for me. Could be better. But I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. The next one I watched with Ashley, actually. She showed me this horror anthology called XX. All the films in this one are directed by women, and I thought it was pretty good. I give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's on Hulu, so check it out. The next one I watched in the month of October was a rewatch with Ashley. This one was The Fly, because we are fucking sluts for David Cronenberg. But we rewatched The Fly, which is a pretty good film. I gave it a 4 out of 5, but definitely check it out. The next one we watched in the month of October was Kajillionaire. I watched this with Ashley, of course. This one is pretty good. And it's kind of out there. The whole plot is a little bit out there, but definitely check it out if you guys are into that kind of stuff. I don't really know what to say about it, but I definitely enjoyed it. I give it a 4 out of 5. The next one I watched with Ashley, she was looking forward to this one so much. This one was Borat, subsequent movie film. I mean, I thought it was okay. Definitely nowhere near as good as the first one, but I think that the way that he does some of the skits in this was pretty funny. Nothing was as memorable as the first one, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. The next one that I watched in the month of October with Ashley was Rebecca. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the performances in this one were good. I thought of course I'm talking about the remake of this, but Rebecca was pretty good. Not amazing by any means, but not horrible either. It's a Netflix original. Definitely check it out. Give it a 3.5 out of 5. The next one I watched with Ashley in the month of October was Bad Hair. She was definitely really looking forward to this one. And I definitely enjoyed it too. This one was definitely surprising. Some of the aspects of it were definitely super campy and cheesy, but I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I watched so many movies this month. Oh my god, I'm like halfway done. But let's keep going. The next one I watched in the month of October was The One I Love with Mark Duplass and Elizabeth Moss. This one really surprised me. I enjoyed this one so much. I thought it was funny and weird and out there, and it bends time and reality together. And I don't know, it just really works. I think I'm just a really big fan of Mark Duplass, honestly. The next one I watched in the month of October was Arbitrage. I watched this on Hulu, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. I am actually a pretty big fan of Richard Gere. I think that I like the way that he acts. And this one is about this man who is very powerful but ended up getting in a car accident, and the person he was with ends up passing away and his whole life unravels, and you kind of watch that from start to finish. But I enjoyed it. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next one on my list in October was Splice. I watched this with Ashley. She had already seen it. I had never seen this one, and I thought it was pretty good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought all of the acting was great. I thought the way that they made the alien, the makeup and everything was pretty good. I love the special effects in it. Everything was pretty good. Next one I watched in the month of October was a movie called The Guest. I had never seen this one, but I had heard some good things about it. Now, this one mixes action and horror together. So I'm not a huge fan of the action horror together. I thought the action was super cheesy, but I did enjoy the horror elements, and I thought it was pretty creepy, but it would just... I personally don't like them meshing together, but I do think that this movie did it the best. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next one on my list in the month of October was a mini-series called Chernobyl. I just finished this. I've been really interested in the Chernobyl disaster since I've been really interested in urban exploring, and I heard that Chernobyl's the place to go for urban exploring. And so I got really interested in the whole disaster and trying to figure out what happened and all this kind of stuff. And I'm actually going to be talking about it on my second podcast that I have, the Prying Eyes podcast. So definitely check that out. I'd say within a few weeks that episode should be coming out. But this shouldn't have happened on our planet at all, ever. So it is really interesting to watch. It's very accurate to the actual story. They did dramatize some things just for effect, but it is pretty much to the T, word for word, what the fuck they were saying. It's crazy, honestly. I gave it a 5 out of 5. The next one on my list, and the last one on my list, was another David Cronenberg movie called Rabid. I had never seen it, but I watched it with Ashley, of course, because we're going to watch that one, and we're going to watch the remake from the Soska sisters, and we're definitely going to, or I'm definitely going to put up a video comparing the two, but I really enjoyed this one. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.